Hi. Okay, this message found you. It's for you. So, what I was hearing when I was sitting down to record this message was the trigger. The trigger, the judgment, the rejection, the fear. Where is the trigger? And where are you judging others? And ultimately, that judgment is a reflection of your internalized judgment with this issue that is being highlighted or coming up in your awareness. And I was hearing to share this example because it's been a big one for me in like recent months, a lot of my life, but having a huge trigger around being over sexualized as a woman and triggered by other people sexualizing me. And there's this fine line of, as a woman, as a human being, wanting to feel beautiful, loved, accepted, wanted in a partnership, right? And I was like, well, if there's an over-sexualization happening in the quantum as a reflection of this trigger within me, this internalized belief, why? What is this? And what I was getting is that there's an internalized belief for me that if I'm not sexual, I'm not valuable, I'm not worthy. If I'm not beautiful, if I'm not sexy, all of those things. If my body's not a perfect way, like perfect, right? Whatever that societal norm is that I have accepted as true, right? So the homework for me is to unhook this energy, this trigger, that this like viral programming belief that exists within the subconscious of our society reality, that your body has to be a certain way, you have to look a certain way to be loved and accepted, right? Because when this trigger exists within me, it's existing because that's where I'm not free. That's where I hold these beliefs about myself. So when I can bring this trigger to a state of neutrality where I'm no longer triggered by the external, it won't have an effect on me, right? And this judgment of others, this judgment of self is what will neutralize. And realizing that when we are judging others, we're just reinforcing that hook within us. So it's a little bit of a tricky one. At least for me, it's taken a while to be like, oh, the trigger is where I'm not free. Where am I holding this? Because a lot of times it's like deeply subconscious, right? And there's a protective mechanism of the self, of the ego, of the mind that keeps these subconscious beliefs connected to the trigger hidden. Because this is a survival mechanism, right? This is how you learned to exist to survive, usually as a young child. And these can also be ancestral beliefs and programmings, past life beliefs and programmings, hooking into the now and keeping you stuck, keeping you not free, right? Because if I'm constantly going to believe that I'm not good enough and have that internal hook, my quantum reality is going to reflect that. The shift is changing that internally. How I see myself, how I believe I need to be, which is just me being myself authentically in my healthiest form and expression, right? Which is allowing myself to be me. The reframe isn't like, oh, the unhealthy thought pattern is, I don't like my body. My body looks like this. I don't like how I look, right? The reframe is, I am my authentic, healthiest version of self. My beauty shines from the inside out, right? Because then it's just like, we are all uniquely beautiful. We don't need to change who we are Because at the core soul level, you are beautiful. Knowing that, trusting that, allows your cellular physical expression to mirror that. And that's some magic right there. Okay, let's get some cards on this. So what is this, like, what's the aspect of the trigger that we need to be aware of? God, source, spirit. First chakra, Archangel Michael in the reverse. So this is connected to the first root chakra of feeling safe, belonging, feeling safe in your physical body. So these are, I'm getting cellular memories, beliefs rooted in the first chakra when you decided to, or not decided to, started to realize how you fit in the world. There was this belief that, oh, if I am my authentic self, that's wrong. And I need to change it to fit in. So what is the belief that came in? It's just a rejection of self. That's what I'm getting. Like, this is not, it's where do you reject yourself, right? For me, it was this physical need to be different. I can't look like how I am. I have to look like a different self. Like, I just got the image of when I was growing up, I've always been a curvy chick. And when I was growing up, it was like stick thin on the US magazine. And as a child, I had people in my life that were very thin, and I was always like, why doesn't my body fit that? Like, why? And feeling like there was just something inherently wrong with me. And as I grew up and as I got older, like, I took an Ayurvedic course and learned about the 3 different doshas, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, and they all have different body types. Vata is very thin naturally. Kapha is a little bit more curvy and can have more weight. And Pitta is more lean and like that athletic build. Very different body types. And I am Pitta Kapha. So I have that athletic build as well as like that curvy aspect. That is me. And so as I've embraced that part of myself and known this is how I'm meant to be. And I was never designed to be that Vata expression of wiry, thin, wafy. Like, that's not me. So realizing that has brought this like huge aha moment, but that came in my 20s. I'm in my 30s. And now it's been this integrating of like being my healthiest self and expression as my body type, right? Kapha Pitta, being athletic, curvy, that is me. So allowing that expression to be as its healthiest self, right? And realizing where the triggers existed from, where they came from. So that self-inquiry right now can be really helpful, and asking where is the trigger? So what is the trigger that's coming up for you in relationships, in like, yeah, relationships, in life, with your society, with reality, with politics? Where's the trigger? And that self-inquiry to, why am I triggered? Where does this trigger exist from? And see what comes up. What does this shadow aspect of myself want to show me, want to teach me? It's not to just say like, oh, it's wrong and like bury it, banish it, right? It's this aspect of accepting the shadow and reparenting, rewiring, like telling that part of yourself, I've got you now, and we're going to do this differently. I'm going to do this differently. I am not going to use self-hatred and abandon the self. Instead, move forward, accepting the self and doing things differently, right? What else do we need to know about this trigger? Like where is the growth aspect that wants to come through? Where's the light? Where's the illumination of this trigger? What's the gift? The illumination. I love this. Magician in the mirror. So it's up to you, boo-boo. This is like the magician card in the tarot. Like you, oh, and this is that feminine and masculine energy, right? This is that yang masculine energy taking action, and this is that feminine energy of being receptive, being in the emotional, being in the creative, but allowing them to exist in balance. His arms are in balance, right? And then we have this what's the word? Oh my gosh. Infinity symbol above the crown chakra with this illumination of source spirit. So this allowing source spirit energy to come through and into the physical vessel, and allowing that expression to happen naturally by releasing these triggers, releasing these hooks internally, and allowing yourself to be in the masculine energy and the feminine energy in balance. So for me, it's realizing where do I hold myself back by believing that I'm not good enough in my physical. You know, I used to be in my masculine energy with this trigger and be like, I need to work out, I need to do this, I need to eat this way. And the balance has been actually, for the feminine energy working with this trigger, is I'm exhausted today. I need to take a nap. And for me, taking a nap was like, no, you don't take a nap. That's like failure aspects. And actually implementing the balance of this masculine and feminine energy, allowing myself to take naps, intuitively eating. Like sometimes I crave pancakes. Great, I'm going to eat pancakes. I need to be gluten-free and I'm dairy-free. So I eat the pancakes, but they're gluten-free and dairy-free. And I'm meat-free as well. But, sorry, I had a call coming in. We don't want that. Allowing that to be that feminine energy, receiving that craving, is allowing that feminine energy to express. When I feel the urge to go to the gym in a healthy balance, it's not like every day for 2 hours. Like I used to be in that place. That's not healthy, because then other parts of my life were in suffering. But when I listen to those urges, like I'm in a great place in my physical body right now, and I can see that being reflected in the physical, which is amazing. And before I was like white knuckling it, trying to control it, staying in my masculine energy. So really bringing balance. And I'm here to share that example to apply that to yourself. Where are you trying to force things, not allowing yourself to be in that feminine energy, or not allowing yourself to be in the masculine energy of how you need to take action? But you know what that is going to be for you, right? No one else can tell you that. Like, oh, this is the program to follow. Sure, you can be guided to mentors that have programs, but you can't look at someone and say, they have what I want, so they must know. It's like, if you deeply resonate with what they're sharing, and there's that urge of like, ooh, that feels like the right thing, that's great. But if it's coming from this place of like, I need to change and I need to do it differently, I'm doing it wrong, like constant judgment, the core of that is judgment, and it's not going to lead to the change. You can't hate yourself through the change, right? You have to love yourself through it. So loving who you are, what this trigger is showing you, and then following the guidance after doing the shifting, right? Another card fell out when I was shuffling before, and it's victory. So what I just heard was like envisioning the victory for you, like envisioning the version of self that has shifted these energies, that has shifted this trigger, doing the Oh, Ho'oponopono prayer. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, with yourself and with others. It's such a powerful prayer. Because you hold the power to change this pattern. Always. Always. It exists within you. When you work with healers, mentors, they are mirroring what already exists within you. So to hold that power is what I'm hearing, and bring that power into your everyday moment, everyday reality. This feels vulnerable, but I've been getting a message from Mother Mary, to channel Mother Mary to come through with a message. So I'm going to do that. Here we go. I've never done a recorded channeling full to post. So Mother Mary coming through for a message for the collective with this trigger. I step aside and allow you to come through. You're beautiful as you are. These triggers, these beliefs are viral programmings. They never existed in your authentic form. These are ways of being that you came into this earth to experience, to move through, just as Jody said, because moving through them is where the transformation comes. Bringing awareness, bringing light to the trigger, the dysfunctional belief, is where the growth happens. So that self-inquiry is very important right now. Anytime there's a trigger, ask yourself and see what comes through, because asking yourself is connecting to your higher self. Have that intention to ask your higher self and to guide you to where the trigger is, how to shift it. Because you are beautiful, you are perfect, you are whole. And there are so many layers and levels of self-hatred within this reality and this viral programming of humanity. And it's time to start unraveling that and becoming free from that. There is so much heavy, stuck energy in the physical body, in the energy body, in the beliefs, in the ways of being that is subconscious and nervous system programming response. And you can access that freedom. The God source that exists within you is ready to express fully and be the light that will shift and change this world. And you get to be the one that turns it on, expresses it, and shines by being yourself. The images of God, Jesus, saints, of that light expressing is light expressing from yourselves. You have that ability to express that energy. It's not just like, oh, Mother Mary, God, saints. That energy exists within you. We love you. We see you. You're doing great. And that is all for right now. Okay, I'm gonna bring Jody back in. So much like melting warm energy in my heart. I love Mother Mary. I work with her a lot. I kept hearing that she wanted to come through for a channeling, and it scares me because it's a level of vulnerability that I have been suppressing and avoiding for a long time, but just allowing it feels like a big step. And practice what you preach, right? Like, this is what channels through me, so it feels right to honor that, so I did it. So thank you for being here. Yeah, you're doing great. And I'm hearing to also just like be with yourself more, allow yourself to be in silence and see what arises, what wants to be seen, what wants to be heard, what wants to be felt, what wants to be expressed. Honor it, honor it. Listen, and then take that divinely inspired, aligned action. Okay, this is all leading to your victory, right? Which is you aligning with a lifetime that is so magical, full of blessings and beauty. If you feel guided to work with me, I offer quantum energy healing sessions that are really powerful. It just channels through me on where to go, what is stuck, where the energy is, and I feel really grateful to be able to do this. And yeah, I'm going to be posting another session, another episode of the Jody Teresa Quantum Energy Healing Sessions this week. So stay tuned for that. And the link is in my bio of how to connect with me for those sessions. Check out my website. All right. Love you guys. Bye. You're doing great.